Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
No, it's not still Halloween. That's just his face. It's Barney.
Oh, she'll get under your squid. I can't even talk properly. She'll get under your skin quicker than a tapeworm. It's Lukey Luck.
Hello, everybody.
Who is feeling ooky spooky? Ooky spooky with Lukey.
Yes,
Yeah.
Spooky Lukey.
Yeah.
Better than Pukey Lukey, which is normally actually more accurate.
Your moniker. Is that what a moniker is? What's a moniker?
Like your name?
Sure. This is not an English language pod, so if you're looking for that, switch off. How is everyone, including you, Luke?
Oh, I had the best weekend.
Oh, same.
2 back-to-back nights of dancing till I sweat, and I loved
And
it.
didn't you
Although
sweat?
my poor, I've got a what's it called?
Sciatica?
Impingement on my hip that was really playing up after that, and also I feel like I've been stamped on my feet. Feels like.
Oh my God, I know. Talk to me about wearing out a chunky boot heel. Oh, all night. From 7 o'clock till 4 in the morning.
I wore a thinner heel, higher heel, but for less time, and that was actually real good going for me. I wore my high heels from about 7 till about 11, I'd say.
Unless she's getting paid, she will not get in heels, will
No,
she? No,
really. It's got to be a real special event. And it was Sophia Brown's 30th birthday.
Oh, yeah, our baby Sophia Brown's 30th birthday, and it was the best pie. I literally haven't been in a room full of people all sweating it out and making sexual eye contact for over 2 years.
It was good.
And then on Friday, we went down Glory, didn't we?
Loved it. Our gals, Amanda Pett was performing.
Yeah.
Ms. Fancy Shoes was on the 1s and 2s, as was PJ, Princess Julia.
Yeah, it was all happening, wasn't it? And just a fantastic ooky spooky Halloween weekend, to be honest. And then I spent literally all of Sunday. Let me tell you what I watched yesterday. I watched Mars Attacks.
Nice.
I watched Fifth Element.
Nice.
I watched something else as well. Hocus Pocus.
Wow, you're really doing it.
All the camp classics. Yeah.
We got a fry-up delivered in. That was real nice.
Fry up. What, like a vegetarian?
Yeah.
Oh, well. But yeah, fantastic week. Hope all of you gals are doing absolutely fantastic. But should we talk some drags?
Let's do it.
Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
Drag Lexa, define shit show. Last week, the Huns had to sell a drag queen in-home smart assistant, and let's just say no one was buying.
No.
Is this the first time ever we've had no winner?
Yeah.
No winner.
And can you just let that sink in? Just deep that he was just like, I can't even fake for production that anyone was good enough to have passed that challenge.
No.
Nah.
That badge is coming home
Yeah.
with me. Which means everyone was up for elimination. Rue asked the girls who should go home, and the majority of people said Scarlett, which was not her fantasy, to say
It was
the
not,
least.
was it?
After deliberation, Charity and Scarlett lip-synced against each other for the second time, and unfortunately for everyone, Charity Case sashayed away. You know when they're showing that last week bit, that if they're showing stuff from Untucked, that beef is still ripe, and it is alive and
also
kicking.
they barely had anything to actually show from the show. They were like, let's just interview them in their hotel rooms. I don't know. Can you believe, first up, the first taste of excitement that we have in this episode is River sitting down going, so did anyone else feel like Charity shouldn't have gone home? I was like, oh!
It's so great because that's the role that Scarlett normally takes.
Yeah. And she cannot take it when other people do it, can she?
She couldn't, actually.
I also feel, obviously they're all sisters, obviously they all love each other, obviously it's just a TV show, but on this TV show, this specific season, I feel like there is a lot of beef between them. It doesn't seem a lovely, supported, loving environment a lot of the time, does it?
No. But I do really like when people get a taste of their own medicine.
You do, don't you?
Not in
As
the
I
arse
know.
to mouth kind of way.
Not in the suppository.
No. How would you feel if everyone had said you?
I would. I'm my own worst critic, so I think if it had been justified, if I'd been like, do you know what, I'm not. not killing this comp, then I feel like I would be upset, but I would just be like, look, guys, I'm old enough to now be just like, it is a competition, and I knew that when I came here. The voice of reason, Ella Day, is just like, girl, grow up. It's a competition.
Yeah. Sorry.
But also, no one said you, so.
Would you mind humming some like stripper music while I take off my puffer jacket? Because now this heater's kicked in.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh my God, the layers that are coming off. You thought it was just going to be the puffer jacket. 2 engorged, inverted nipples swollen in front of my eyes.
I'm back, girls.
Something LGBT just happened to me just now. Like, I can't even make this shit up.
Honestly.
But also, I kind of got a bit annoyed with like this whole thing that everyone feels like it's really justified that she got really angry, because I feel it's very justified that people are like, it's horrible if these are supposed to be your good sisters, and everyone's like, no, I do think they should go home. Obviously, that's not going to feel nice for anyone, but you don't throw your toys out the pram and like lose your absolute goddamn mind and just get like, she was like literally had like steam coming out of her asshole. Like,
yeah, that's like
that's not
Lukey,
justified.
like age 4 prime temper tantrum realness, like stamping the foot, storming off.
I used to, when I was younger, when I used to get really annoyed with my mum, I just used to go, and she'd go, Barney, stop it, and I would just do it until I passed out.
Holding your breath.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, this is not a video.
Visual, no.
Yeah. Which is really sad, because we are both sat here in full Halloween outfits, aren't we?
Yes. Yeah. I've actually gone to Heidi Klum's usual prostheso, I believe that's the term. And they've done me in a full 15-foot Falcor from Neverending Story fantasy, but with like massive tits.
And I also bust down as a prosthesiana, and I am actually dressed up as Princess Fiona, but a sexy naked version, and I have a very bee-stung, swollen, engorged pussy.
Kimberly from Girls Aloud.
Wow!
She played her on the stage, darling.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making
a little bit.
Also, I saw her on a lovely sort of Nivea Q10 advert the other day. Couldn't recognise a scrap of her. Honestly,
she's got a lot older, hasn't she? I mean, we all have.
Girls Aloud are far from their prime now. But I literally...
Although, keep that in mind when we've seen Nadine later on.
Oh, my God. But I need you to see this advert, because I would not have recognised her if you held a gun to my head.
No, I think I've seen it, because I remember thinking, like, damn.
She doesn't look bad. It's just like she does not look like the person that I remember. But yeah... I just felt like it was very heated for a second, and I found a return. I often get this when they return back, because you forget that it's like, for us it's a week, but that it's just carrying on from where we left off.
That's the heat of the kitchen.
The energy from Scarlett was quite exhausting. I was like, I can't be back here, not after that shit show last week. What would you say is your single one talent?
Am I allowed to say limbo? I've said limbo before, so do I have to think of something
Sloppy
else?
Blozzers.
No, I'm not that good, because I go like, oh no, ouch, my jaw hurts after 1 second.
You do have a tiny doll head.
I do.
So it's not really much room for anything.
Couldn't even fit my teeny tiny Barbie fists in it the other day.
I believe I referred to them as possum fists,
Oh.
not Barbie fists. Barbie fists are too... They're not flexible enough.
No, but they're small though.
I don't even have one single talent.
Well, because you've got so many.
Oh, thank you, honey. No, it's just because I don't actually have any talent. No, I think that he needs merch with that on. Absolutely the best thing that's been said all season. One single talent, honey. You could do a lot with that. And also a single, imagine.
What you gonna do with that one single talent, girl?
Exactly. It's just not feeling very, slay queen, yes, work mama anymore, and it's feeling all very heated.
Should I hit that Akira button?
Please.
It's a new day in the workroom.
Yes.
Screaming at River's hair. I can't take it. They all get the Drag Race Monk bowl haircut where they shave off their sideburns so you can't see it through the wig.
I think it's in Unconfessional as well, because he's got that cute little hat on. You can't tell.
Yeah. Well, it's all to do with continuity, isn't it? Like, that's what I would get stressed out about. If there was a look that I was like, I probably wouldn't want to be wet shaved bald for Drag Race and for my boy self.
What about on your head and face though?
I probably wouldn't want to be shaved, but I know that there would be looks that I would want to do that would require a shaved head. So you wouldn't be able to shave your head halfway through, would you? Because then they'd be like in the interviews, unless you're wearing sort of, I don't know, lovely trucker hat or something.
Or go Valentina Beret, or you go crown, Ginger Minge crown.
Oh God, or a lovely sort of Carmen Miranda style headdress,
yes,
which we'll get onto. But yeah, absolutely the best haircut, and I just love that so many of them have it, and they're just shamelessly I have a full haircut, but I've shaved off my sideburns.
Oh yeah, needs must.
Truly.
So here we are at the reading challenge.
In the great tradition of Paris is Burning.
I tried to come up with a read for you and it's so shit. I couldn't even, you'll see the direction I'm going in.
You are ugly.
But it's not, it's hard, okay.
Shade is not having to tell me I'm ugly because I already know.
I assume your mother named you Barney due to the fact your face looks brickier than a farmyard barn. I was going to do the size of a barn, but I thought, move out of weight jokes. Go to ugly
honey.
jokes.
Do you know what? Yeah. First of all, what does Willem say? The only thing that is the things you shouldn't laugh about is people's ages and people's weight.
Teeth,
weight, and age.
Teeth and age.
Oh, so weight is.
Weight you can change. You can't change your teeth or your age.
You can change your teeth,
but only when you've got loads of money.
Yeah, true. It's not very. Yeah. Okay.
Not very local, Queen.
I'm just going to say it. I really want to bring a lot of positivity into this pod this week, and I really want to celebrate
Positivity.
Yeah, and I want to celebrate our girls. But didn't the reading challenge this week seem so nasty?
I thought
it did not have the levity and the giggles that I wanted. It just all seemed a bit to the bone.
Well, especially bloody. I feel like what Scarlett had said, like there were some jokes in there, but just the way she delivered it with such venom. That made it so uncomfortable. But I thought Teresa was good. I thought Crystal was good. I thought Ella's Buddha joke was good.
Yeah, and Kitty's got jokes.
Yeah, I liked Kitty's got paws. But the first time I thought it was like paws, like wow, you're a monster, and then it's like, oh, enlarged paws on your face. Right.
Yeah.
Either
paws
way,
to
I'm
serve
into
dip
it.
out of. Kitty's got jokes. I thought she's a perfect example that she's so warm and nice in real life that when she was reading, it came off as funny because it's like you just don't look at her and be like, oh, she's a cunt, because she's not. And she's just really nice. So that then even when she is sort of saying things, I mean, she didn't really go hard on anyone, but she's smiling through her teeth. Whereas like just a lot of the other girls, I feel like because there is a lot of tensione in the room, that was like built up, that then they just seemed like they were coming for each other's ear, nose and throat. Like, I don't know, I didn't really get any enjoyment from the reading challenge, which I normally do. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and it's all about how you tell them.
I didn't find weird vibes off anyone else, but Scarlett's weird vibes made up for all of it.
I felt even the delivery of like Vanity as well. She didn't. Do you know what it was? Not that they were being nasty, but I didn't feel like they were enjoying themselves that much either. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like maybe it's kind of the same thing with the Snatch Game, that you have these challenges that come every single season, and they're built up for whatever reason. Being like, okay, Snatch Game is when you show your comedy. It's when you show how you can read your. Snatch Game is when you show your improvisation skills, your acting skills, and then the reading challenge is like your is how like witty you are. And then it just builds up to this like thing that becomes so much bigger than it actually is. Do you know what I mean? Like people feel such pressure.
Yeah, when I was looking at it yesterday, with it just being so like, oh, we're doing it now, I feel like I would worry I would choke, just kind of like of the panic.
Yeah. Do you think you would be able to do well in the reading challenge?
I don't know. I feel like maybe if you have been like in the workroom with them for 5 weeks, also 5 days, however short they called it, you probably maybe would be able to have little funny things you could say about them.
I hope so.
But just going down the line, I was trying to think, what could I say quick off the top of my head, and I couldn't really come up with anything that quick.
I think the best thing that you can do in the reading challenge is read yourself first. Set yourself up as you're like, I can laugh at myself, and then...
I liked the reason I liked Teresa's was her whole like rhythm of it. Like I was going to crush you for that.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's your
classic comedy rhythm.
Yeah. She got the rhythm. She got the ride.
But then we move on to the main challenge, which is the terrifying but the exciting, usually, Snatch Game. And we have at this point said too many times what we would do for Snatch Game. You haven't got any new ideas, have you?
I honestly, I would always have to be Jill Tyrrell. But now watching it, like after based on Charity Shop Sue and Vanny's character, because I didn't really know either of them two before. It's like, if they don't know your character, like, is it a waste of time?
This was exactly my thing, because I've always said I'd do the Nan from Catherine Tate or Nigella, which now obviously I wouldn't do, but like... and they don't like it. They don't like it, especially because I think they kind of hide behind the fact that they just don't know who it is and they don't want to look like that's the reason. Yeah. But the fact that they were just like, no, like that's someone else's jokes. It's like, what are you talking about? You're playing a character. Gemma Collins is Gemma Collins' jokes. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It like, it doesn't really make any sense. But that kind of put the fear of GOD into me as well.
Yeah, I literally can't think of any person I think of. They're like, oh, that's not a real person. It's a character. I can't think of any real humans that I...
Real girl.
I know last on season 2 or back in the day, I thought maybe Chloe Ferry could be an option. But like, also I don't really want to do a reality girl because again, if you don't know him, you don't know him.
Yeah. I just think this one really fucking proved to me that it's like, it doesn't fucking matter. You can be like the most prepared. You can have such a great concept and also be like, I could fucking kill this. And then you could walk in and that stupid bald man could be like, nah, do you know what? Actually, as a boy, you quite remind me of someone that lived down my road. So I think you should do them.
This whole thing is such madness.
Absolute
someone's up
madness.
to his meds and he's just recasting the whole show willy-nilly, regardless of the preparation people have put in. Although, I can't believe that Teresa didn't do Cher. Like, that was seen. I was very surprised that she didn't.
But you can't just do Cher. She was like, I've never painted Cher. She's like, I don't have anything to wear for Cher. Like,
but Rue literally was just like, I don't care. Your accent doing anything is going to make me laugh. She basically was like, do Cher, bitch.
it was. Did you feel that Charity Shop Sue was a risky choice? Would you like it's in the same way that you were talking about like Jill Tyrrell? Did you not think? I thought as soon as she said it that she was doing Charity Shop Sue, that I was like, if Rue doesn't really know who they are and he didn't, then it's like, wouldn't you be like, okay, I'm done. That's not a good idea.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who she is, so I don't know. I thought she would probably be a very funny character, and that's hopefully
She is. I just think it's so fucking hard. You need to be so switched on in terms of improv and acting in order to pick up on. You need to be jumping in about things other people say, and do you know what I mean? Like just taking any opportunity where you can, and it's so hard.
Let's do some improvisation now.
Okay, I am Jill Tyrrell. I thought Teresa was going to be Bonnie Langford. That's when they showed that little flicky little ginger wig.
Who's Bonnie Langford?
Bonnie Langford is oh my god, who is she? She's like a West End woman, but she's always on like Strictly and stuff. She's like little ginger, and she's like
is she a bit of like a sort of?
She's like an Elaine Page.
Who's that other one? Like a what's her name? That sort of Scottishy or something singer.
Jane McDonald.
Yes.
No! Jane McDonald is a cruise ship singer. She was on the cruise programme. No, Bonnie Langford is like one of the oldest, like, sorry, very rude. Ooh. Like, no, I was just going to say she's had like such a long career. She's like been working her whole life. But I don't really know what she started in, but she's like Elaine Page. She's like a darling of the theatre world. So how do you feel about RuPaul saying, oh, if you did anyone, it would be funny. So it's like, okay, so you don't need to worry about what you look like. You don't need to worry about knowing the character. All that you need to rely on is that you being foreign is funny to RuPaul.
Yeah, she's basically just been like, what you thought about Snatch Game, forget it. Today, it just basically comes down to what I think is funny on the day. Yeah. And you either play that or you don't. And
also I absolutely love Teresa, and I think Teresa is very funny. But realistically, what RuPaul is laughing at is the fact that they're foreign. Do you know what I mean? He was like, you in your Spanish accent.
Yeah, he was like that's why he laughed at Yara Sophia's Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. It just makes me feel bad for people like Alaska, who got absolutely torn to shreds for being Buffalo Bill. And now it's like RuPaul is literally telling people, don't even get in drag. Just literally. Be you and do the same one joke over and over again. They did that 3 times. That's every time that Scarlett came on Snatch Game, she just did a scream and that was it 3 times.
It was absolutely
that weird
nuts.
Film quote bit. Anyway, we'll get to that in the Snatch Game.
I really wanted to see a Mystic Meg.
I wanted to see fucking Scylla.
Oh my god, I was so livid.
I'm very angry at RuPaul for that. Just because you don't know respect Scylla, we don't need to have. Gemma's been on Snatch Game 3 times now.
3
Once
times.
in real life, twice as an impersonator.
And we could have done with her no times, to be honest. Do you remember how awful she was on Snatch Game? The fact that RuPaul like bent over, slapped the table, crying with laughter because Ella went, "Oh, I do like a salami." It was like that. This is the level of humour that we're going to get in the Snatch Game. Brilliant. Okay, great.
I really wish River would have done Miranda Sings. Everyone was Versace was going to do her as well.
Else. I just can't believe as well. This is the one that really choked me up. Is that RuPaul was like, "You look like Tilda Swinton." A 60-year-old, I guess, like 60-year-old.
Really?
Yeah, maybe like late 50s, 60.
I know, but
actress.
Very serious.
Very serious. I love Tilda's work, but like I don't really know anything about how you would play her unless you would like go down like the Bjork, like Katya doing Bjork route.
But then she's
just
not even that. That would be a bit rude because she's not.
Well, of course. But for him to be like, oh, I've practiced someone, and it's like Danny Dyer, and it's like my whole thing is like being East End. Like I think I could probably do it well. Rue liked him when he was doing the Butch thing, whatever. For him to be like, you look like Tilda, and he's like, oh yeah, I get that. But also sometimes Macaulay Culkin, and then he's like, oh my god. So that 7-year-old boy that I didn't even realise or think that you looked like, because
No.
I just said Tilda. Now you're saying that's what you should do. You won't be in drag. And
It's like, show me your Macaulay. He's like, I don't have anything fucking prepared. People just tell me I look like him. Like, give me your Danny Zuko now. Give me your Don Travolta. Like, you can't.
I could lay out a Danny Zuko. Don't make me, not today.
Saying it.
It was absolutely fucking mental. I literally just sat there the whole thing just getting like more and more confused, being like, what is going on with Snatch Game? What is going on with this show? Like, you've literally just come off an episode where you were like, it was so bad that I couldn't even give a winner. And now, where are we heading? It's like, who is steering this ship, honey? And at this point, I just realised this is not going to be a good Snatch Game.
Oh, shall we move on to the Snatch Game?
Please. Okay, so we're going to the filming day, don't we? Judy Love. Can we talk about what gorgeous face she has? I
Who is
gasped.
she? I mean,
gasped.
from Loose Women.
I believe so. I don't think I've ever seen Loose Women, though. I think Jane
seen
McDonald's on it.
A bit
though.
on back in the day, but it's not. It's a bit Daily Mail-ish, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, I thought
believe
that.
so.
I thought they had just a sort of revolving door of sort of middle-aged honeys, and I believe she is one. She is. Question is Dutty Rice from Miss Kingston, or is she cross-referencing, getting very meta up in the building, like the jokes that Vanity says IRL is now coming into Snatch Game?
That wouldn't surprise me, because that's just a kind of a bit of a panic thing. Like, oh, I know the girls laugh at this, so let me throw this in. It works with the character, kind of thing. But then who knows?
Sure. I was quite surprised by how much Ella looked like Nigella.
Well,
thought-
the Ella in Nigella stands for Ella.
Nigella Verde. I just thought she looked quite good, actually. Can you tell me who? Can I just say that Ella? I thought she had. The first time I watched it, I was like, this is hands down the worst Snatch Game. It's just like, what is going on? But the second time I watched it, I was managed to pick out a bit of few things. I was like, oh, do you know what, actually, like? And I thought Ella, one thing that she had really good is she really felt like she had control of the room. She really felt like relaxed, and like she was feeling playful, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, relaxed enough to be listening to what other people are saying and using them in her future jokes.
which
and
is all you'd want.
I just didn't know Nadine Coyle was going to be so fun-loving. I always think of her as very serious.
Do you?
Just her with them serious legs.
Oh, she's gorgeous though, absolutely gorgeous.
A day hasn't gone past on the
No,
gal.
absolutely not. And she has. Do you know why she's so gorgeous? It's because she's got eyes like a hammerhead shark. They're like basically on the side of her head, and that sort of gap between your eyes, is very becoming on a young lady.
Is it though? Because you'd think how you've described it is the opposite of that.
Oh, it's gorgeous. No, it's almost like there's something sort of like, I don't know. Predators have eyes on the side of their head, don't they?
No, they don't. Herbivores do, so they can see.
Oh, really?
Predators have eyes on the front.
But lions,
Yeah.
are they not on the side?
No, they're
Big cats.
What?
Big cats. Are their eyes not on the side of their head?
No, they're on the front.
Oh.
What's wrong with you? Think of a lion.
Yeah.
And zebras, they have horses. They have it on the side so they can
Horses,
see behind them.
herbivores, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But really liked Nadine, thought she was fun. Thought Judy was fun as well, just couldn't get over how gorgeous she was. I really, really thought that Kitty was good as well. And I thought that actually that was, it annoyed me because I thought, I bet she would have been fucking killer at Scylla. All Scylla, no filler. Do you know what I mean?
I just found a bit like when Rue was like, oh, how's Darren? And then she didn't she didn't make an answer. She just quoted, Darren,
Yeah.
I'm feeling like you're just like quoting quotes now without any.
But she knows how to play the game. That's what he wanted. That's why he asked her. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I just was so disappointed. Like, I'm a bit overseeing Gemma Collins' impersonation of obviously Scylla.
And it feels dated.
Yeah. I just thought it was a real
Listen
shame.
to us, we're like, Gemma Collins feels dated, but can you please do Scylla?
I thought it was a real shame that River didn't know the name of...
Polly.
Yeah, we literally sit here in the office all the time going, Polly, we love Polly.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. I was heartbroken for River. I just thought, she's funny. She's a funny girl. What's going on here?
Question.
Yes.
Would you like to smell my diva?
No. The cup.
But I was going to say a follow-up question. What about my diva cup?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. How would you, out of 10, what would you give this Snatch Game?
Like a 4 something.
4. Okay. Higher than I thought you were going to give it.
Well, I think everyone just being a bit shit is better than when it all gets...
Manic.
Yeah. And
The romper room fuckery.
yeah, so I'd rather have that. I was very into Crystal's underlining of the lips.
Yeah, I
So
thought
good.
Crystal looked... I was kind of a bit disappointed for Crystal because I just thought she obviously wasn't and it's no one's job to do this. Well, literally RuPaul's, but like she wasn't obviously fed what she needed, so she wasn't really able to like shine in, I think, the way that she hoped. But every time she spoke, I thought she's got the character spot on. She looks great. Like
she was fully in character.
yeah,
like
I really liked her.
I kind of, and then it kind of annoyed me that everyone's like, oh, she really stepped outside her comfort zone. It's like, just because she is gorgeous when she paints doesn't mean that she's scared to not. That's just what you think.
And she's shown that so many times. When she did the dog handler, she looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
She's really, I think she has shown herself to be someone that like, she's not just like a sort of like boring, characterless.
Yeah, I think she's a lot more 3D than everyone gives her credit for.
I think she's really interesting. And I don't know, I just felt like, yeah, she didn't really, she couldn't really take it where she wanted to take it. But
it made me feel quite uncomfortable, Teresa referring to herself, because like she had a couple of like quite good jokes, like one or two jokes that landed, but then just like that whole bit, it seems a bit despo.
I mean, it was better than Scarlett not even answering the questions, just being like, she was just literally answering it with like quotes that didn't even make sense. It was that whole thing was so bizarre to me. And when she, as we will talk about later, when she came out on the runway, I was like, she's gone.
Yeah, I
After
can't believe she was
Snatch
allowed
Game,
to get away with repeating the same joke over and over and over.
Unbelievable. But then it's we join the girls as we re-enter the workroom on Elimination Day as they're putting a couple of final touches to their looks, and the energy got heavy real quick, didn't it?
Oh, you mean the gays, not the gays.
A lot of coming out chats, coming of age stories.
Hopefully one day we won't have to talk about this. Hopefully one day no one will have to come out.
Like Kitty.
Yeah, well, exactly. And there was a lot of trauma in that room this season, isn't there?
There was one thing that I'd never really thought about before, is like being like a little 7 or 8 year old, or maybe like a 10-year-old, and just like you're like trying to work out life already as it is, and you've got enough shit going on, and then to have the pressure of like being worried that you're different and that everyone thinks it's gross, and having to try and cover that all up just at such a young age. It's like they don't need that fucking extra pressure. It's like life's hard enough. It's crazy. I never even thought of like little kids having to like act straight and things like that.
It's so strange because for me, I just have always been gay, and I just was straight away fine with it.
Gay away?
Yeah. Well, just like fine, like from the very inception of me as a little queer individual, just couldn't imagine my life any other way. So I never I suppose it's very lucky to have a family that makes you feel like it's very normal. And I did. So, and also just people around me. I feel as well that when you're very effeminate, because I was such like a if you can imagine, I was such a camp little child, that like the notion of me being gay was in the room before I knew what being gay was. Do you know what I mean? Like people had asked me if I was gay. People called me gay. Like, so as soon as I was like, oh, that's what being gay is, I was like, oh, you're damn right. And watch.
I could dig it.
Don't believe me, just watch it. Should we have a little break? Because I really need a cup of tea, Luke.
Oh, yeah, go on then.
Go on, girls.
Excuse me, we really do need a break, don't we?
As Fright Night closes in around us, it doesn't mean that the end of our terrifyingly good deals is nigh. No bone-chilling costume is complete without a Truffle Pig Wig. So get down to trufflepigwigs.co.uk for all your nightmares to come true. Boo.
Please welcome back to the stage. Oh, she's a stinker, Miss Wendy Pops.
Ooh, Wendy Pops. And I completely forgot about one, but I don't need to because you are Miss Ookie Spooky Lukey.
True.
And you have got the original drag name. Sorry, I really came up with a banger, but now I just can't remember it.
In through one hole, out through the other.
Well, exactly. Story of my life. Story of my life, girls. Do you have a second to talk about the outfit that RuPaul was wearing?
All I can remember is Michelle's B-girl outfit, to be honest.
The hair gets more and more problematic every single season, doesn't it? As soon as I saw it, I was like, you're bold, Mum. Bold.
And then she's wearing like a tracksuit as well. She's really going for it.
She really was committing to the look, but it's not a commitment that I need, if I'm honest. I can't really put my finger on why it was so problematic. Obviously, it's clearly borrowing deeply from black culture, but I don't know. She is from Jersey. She's a
Maybe
white woman
if you
from
can't put
Jersey.
your finger on it, then you can't accuse.
I'm not accusing. I'm just understanding that it's problematic. What about Lulu saying blowjob? Oh, it really came out of nowhere.
Lou. I don't know what your surname is, but yeah, was not expecting a BJ joke straight off.
Straight off the bat. I think she's outrageous. I think she's one of them outrageous old ladies.
I was trying to work out how old she was, because obviously she's...
I think she's... Do you know what? I think she's really, really old, but she just looks fantastic.
Well, I'm sure she's had a kiss from an angel.
Yeah, I mean, sure, we all have, but that doesn't make her look any less fantastic.
No, I want to know, like, how old is she under
us
there?
the work. Our runway theme this week is feeling fruity. Now, if there's one thing that LG can do, it's fruity. What would you have gone for, Luke's?
Do you remember Simone's kind of chain and Polaroid dress?
I do.
Imagine that, but instead of Polaroids, it's starfruit, and then like a big like starfruit like crown with lovely big hair, probably.
Very into that. Very into that. I annoyingly, which means you're basic. The two first thoughts that I had were done.
What, Carmen Miranda? You can't go Carmen.
I wouldn't have done...
Florencia, every time. Teresa was allowed to because she's Spanish, but I thought that's really like...
Is Carmen Miranda Spanish?
Well, you know what I mean, Latina. The same vibe.
Yeah.
So I thought you can get off that, but it's really like the first thought that would come to your head, isn't it?
I wouldn't have done Carmen Miranda because that is way too... But I would have...
You're boring.
I would have... my first thought would have been something that was like very vintage inspired, more sort of like Copacabana. Like a bit like that. And then I was like, do you know what? If there's one thing the girl loves, Tutti Frutti, I would have done like a Tutti Frutti colour palette. Your pinks, your oranges, your greens. Probably
all the fruits, probably.
Yeah, all of them. But again, deeply, deeply uninspiring. Because I don't know. Like it's again not something that would have been like it would have taken a lot of thought to come up with something that I loved, I think, for fruit.
My other thought was, you know how when people often like cut a papaya in half and like use it as a vagina?
Yes.
I would do something based on that. So kind of like the papaya seeds are at me vag.
You're coming to some really great ideas today.
She's a creative.
She is.
Luckily, because well, not luckily at all, because A,
Cuckoo,
it doesn't
crazy,
real.
creative.
It's not real, and B, I'm not there. But in the new American Horror Story, you take these pills, and if you've got no imagination, you basically turn into like a weird like zombie vampire thing. But if you have got creativity, then it really shines out of you. So I'd be okay if I had to take the black pill.
Whereas me, ruined.
I don't know.
First up, we have Charitha May serving the Queen's Peach.
I did like it. It was
I thought it was
ruffled. It
super
was
cute.
stoned. I had no idea what their fucking problem was with it. It was well turned out. It was on theme. It was fun. It was fruity.
I thought it was super fucking cute. I really liked it. I thought as well, like, out of everyone's, hers not only was like, you could tell what fruit it was straight away, but also like it had a story. It felt like you said, it was like in keeping with their culture. Like, I just thought it was really fucking good.
Yeah.
And normally with anyone else, like when she then got backstage and she was like, I look really fucking good and I'm really angry. I was like, that feels so justified. So many details, so many like elements to, and just like the little things of like, she had that like her headpiece on, but then she's still, you know how the girls this season, it's like they're allergic to the wigs. Do you know what I mean? She still had like she still had a little kiss curl, which wasn't drawn on. It was actual hair. Like, and I just thought, and all like the stickers on the butt as well on her peach. Like, I thought it's great. So yeah, I was. Is she the highest? Is she the one that I gave the most points to? She is. She's my highest scoring girl of the week. Actually, I gave her 8 truffles. I loved it.
I gave her 8 truffles also.
Next up, we have Miss Cristal Versace serving you, putting the drag in dragon fruit.
Gorgeous.
You right, embargo. Ooh, not me falling off my chair. You aren't allowed to talk about her looks. She's too beautiful.
Well, this is probably my favourite of all of her looks.
Really?
I just loved the kind of how much it looked like a dragon fruit, like the fade from the pink into the green. I just thought it was like...
I thought it was a very bold choice to base your outfit around scabies. When she first came out, I thought, oh, a body covered in tiny black welts. No, not for me.
I wouldn't know, honey.
I had scabies when I was like 6.
Disgusting!
Literally, I can remember I had to go to the doctors and then I had to get in the bath. My mum had to like paint me with this white lotion.
Calamine lotion. I had that with chicken pox.
But isn't scabies is an STI, right?
I don't know, honey. I don't know what you're getting up to.
You know what it's like in Cambridge, honey.
Yeah, I thought this hit the nail on the head. That's how you turn fruit into fashion. Yeah, it's a similar silhouette, but she's not a seamstress. She had to work with what she knew.
No,
before.
listen to you. It's like, she's not a seamstress. Let her get away with it.
It's not getting away with it. It's like, it's what, like you're telling me no one else has repeated a silhouette the whole show.
I'm looking at you, Kitty Scott Claus, every single week.
Well then, like, do you know what I mean? I gave it a 9. I thought she looked gorgeous.
It isn't, look, it's nothing we haven't seen before, but, and my one thing.
Tell me, every time you see Trixie Mattel, do you see something different, or do you see the same fucking thing every time? With Bianca Del Rio, like,
Do you think she's on the same level as Bianca or Trixie?
no, but they're like, like, it's the same. Like, they're just, like, you can't, that's not an excuse because other big people give you the same every time.
If you can't feel the hostility in the studio right now as Lukey screams at me, I gave her A. I actually loved it. You just would not let me have it, would you?
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Graham Norton.
Nasty. Well, the gays, nasty, famously. I didn't think it was anything that we haven't seen before. And as someone that isn't a fantastic sewer, it's like, listen, if that silhouette worked for me, then it worked for me. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't the same. It was similar.
It's a corset with some spikes, but there's many of them.
But I thought out of everyone, maybe bar Charitha, I thought that she actually took what a fruit looks like in every single element and made it an interesting outfit rather than being like, I'm dressed up as a giant apple. Do you know what I mean? Like, and she thought outside the box. And I really loved it. And her makeup as well. Just like, oh, what, you're going to serve me a sort of like cerise lip? Just like seeing the colours on her face. Gorgeous. I gave it an 8.
I gave it a 9.
A 9? Okay. Next up, we have Scarlett Harlot serving lime millefeuille.
Isn't soggy lettuce a euphemism for a minge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flesh lettuce. It made 0 sense to me. I could not. There's nothing about it that says fruit. Like,
no.
To me, lime is like
tight and hard.
and just like what I thought maybe is that she had borrowed that outfit off someone, or she already had it for something, and she was like, oh, it's lime coloured, I'll just wear that. That paired with the limp flat wig as well, it was not the look for me. Yeah,
unfortunately I couldn't say I liked anything about the outfit or the hair.
And as soon as she walked down, I was like, she's screwed, she's going home. But you know, RuPaul will keep in who he likes, so.
Yeah, or who he tells exactly what to do, then they do it.
Yeah, I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 5, but really I think that is generous.
Yeah, it just and I hate to be someone when they're like, oh, like if you look at the silhouettes of like a Molly Goddard dress or something, which is
Who's
like,
Molly Goddard?
Molly Goddard.
My sister, Trisha's sister.
Yeah, Lucrezia Goddard. No, so Molly Goddard is very, like a very prominent London designer. I believe she's a fashionista girl, who is very famous for doing, you know, like the Giambattista Valli like dresses that are literally just made out of tulle. Just like full tulle. You know, like whenever you see...
when they had the big words on them on the back and stuff.
No, that's Victor and Rolf, but that's kind of a rip-off of it.
Okay.
Basically, Giambattista Valli is like every single dress that you've ever seen on the runway that is just like a gorgeous amount of loads and loads of tulle. It's normally them. And it's just like what they've done for so long. And, but Molly Goddard... Now I'm making it sound like she just copies her. But Molly Goddard is like very known in the London scene because she started making these dresses that were like a lot of tulle, but they're structured in a way that is still really flattering. They're just really fucking gorgeous. And a lot of the dresses she's done, I think she did like a collaboration with H&M as well. That might be a lie. But them dresses that are loads of tulle and just like huge volume, you still need to have an eye for design so that the silhouette still cuts and they don't just look like a toilet roll holder. And that's not what happened today on the runway.
It's just like loads of like flaps of skin or
something.
Or
like just like a dead Christmas tree. Like just like very, it wasn't for me. But yeah, next up we have River Medway serving fruit bowl. Don't you dare.
Oh, babe.
Honey, don't you dare. Listen.
Why it gotta be brown? I get if you're doing like, a wooden bowl, but then like paint some like wood on it. Yeah. And I
did not have wood, unfortunately.
No. I wouldn't expect you to.
Listen, the thing is though, is in the same way that you just said about Scarlett, is like, if someone comes down and they're like, I made this from head to toe, even if it is a bit shit, I'm like, congratulations, you made it. I think 90% of the people in fact, maybe everyone apart from her did not make their outfit.
Yeah, River seems to make most of her stuff.
Yeah, and I just think, actually, I can forgive the outfit maybe not being as fantastic when you think that she made it. Like,
but it's just the choices. Like, why a big empty brown bowl? Like, firstly, do a colourful bowl. Secondly, why don't you fill the bowl with maybe blow up inflatable fruits or like plushy fruits or something? Like, why was the bowl so big and the fruits so small? Like, she could have just been like popping out, you know, like you look at the birthday cakes with this like the Barbie inside. She could have just been like a cute little Barbie popping out this like giant fruit bowl with all these like oversized fruits.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, honey.
I know.
It's I was a bit underwhelmed, but it was just, I was so sad because I was like, oh honey,
She's in the bot now.
Well, I don't think it was much. I thought it was much better than Scarlett's, so I didn't necessarily think that she should have gone in, but it was tough to watch. You know, one of your own.
I gave it 4 truffles.
4?
I was so
less than Scarlett's.
Yeah, I can't move past that colour choice for the big brown bowl.
I gave it 6 because my pulsating desire for River Medway will always overcome anything.
Disgusting. I can't even be bothered to reach the thing.
Next up, we have Ella Day serving watermelon sugar high.
I really wish she had like green hair. The white, like platinum, really didn't
and
sit
in the
well.
same style every single time. Every time. Like, it's all she ever has is just that it's like straight and blown out and lifted off the face. Like.
But I thought the body, as always, that hip and waist ratio is absolutely right. I thought it was camp and stupid. I like the big like hip cut out.
Camp and stupid.
Yeah.
Why was it camp?
Because it was just like a big fucking watermelon dress with like bites taken out of it. It was just stupid. Like half of it was all like green sparkly skin and stuff. I gave it 7 truffles.
Me and Luki are very, very hot on the misuse of camp, aren't we?
He said Severus Snape was camp the other day.
Listeners, from all of the reach of my voice, is Severus Snape not the campest person in Harry Potter? Him going around every single corner with a big billowing cape and pushing his hair back.
He's literally like the definition of dreary.
He is camp as hell. He is a camp icon.
Please disagree.
He's as much of a camp icon as Voldy is as well.
Voldy, I get more. At least he's got a bit of pizzazz.
Yeah. And facial structure.
No one as camp as Rita Skeeter or what's her name?
Luna.
No. Her with the cats.
Oh, Umbridge.
Umbridge, yeah.
Yeah, they are both very camp. Listen, Ella, sometimes the cover, it does tell you about the book, you know? And this is just, it was just, I don't know. It's a variation on exactly the same thing every single time. If it's not the same hair, it's just like another, like, fair enough, it had cutouts, but it's just like another stretch dress that is like, okay, fair enough, you've made it look like a watermelon, but it's just exactly the same thing over and over again.
How dare you? She had weird period hair and a big flouncy gown the other week.
Period hair?
She had that like red hair that was kind of sent apart that everyone said was very aging.
Oh, Gwen Verdon.
I don't know.
But again, Gwen Verdon, stretch dress, went, like, It's not for me, personally. But not everything is for you, you know? I gave it 6. Next up, we have Vanity Milan serving you Tootin' Mama.
This just felt very lo-fi to me. The base dress just...
Did you like the wig, though?
The little cutesy with the... But that was like a hat on top of a wig, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was like just braids. So like a hat made out of like braiding hair.
Yeah, but she had hair underneath as well. It wasn't like
she?
the braids coming out of the head into the thing. That would have been... crazy.
I thought she made a hat out of braids.
No, she had little like bits of. She had a little bussy D on.
Oh, okay. It was very simple, but I thought the wig made it interesting. I gave it 7.
I gave it 6.
Okay.
But I'd like to give it a 5.75.
Wow.
It just was very plain.
You're getting quarter
I guess so.
points now.
It was just very
Nasty.
plain. Like from the head down, it's just like a monsoon dress, if you're lucky, with a couple of
I don't know. It had some lovely arm ruffles. Yeah, I mean, I do get it. But I mean, like, what was making you go crazy apart from KV? Like, wasn't it all a bit that?
No, Teresa's was good.
Yeah,
That's a level of like accessories and stuff I would want to see on all of the gals.
Okay.
Really.
Next up, we have Kitty Scott Claus serving Ms. Cherry.
So confusing. Cherries grow on trees; they don't grow on vines.
Yeah.
And why are your veins?
I don't want to call
everywhere?
out my sweet, sweet honey, but I believe that was an existing costume that someone already had, and then they put a couple of vines.
Who would choose to put red veins over your tits.
Well, that's why I think that it was something else. I think maybe one of the girls maybe doing a There Will Be Blood number or something, Bang London a couple of years ago. And then she was like, oh, can I just put some fruit on that?
Yeah.
Because
but she looked gorgeous.
I mean, she always does. She has the face of an angel.
Nice to see her in a slightly darker hair as well.
Absolutely. It was not, let me tell you, it was not a rat race to the zinger of the week for the wigs.
It wasn't.
It was not. In fact, I was going to text you and say, can we leave it out this week? So I actually don't think I can, but that was who I gave my zing to.
Well, Kitty, I gave 6.5 truffles.
I gave 7.
Zinger, I guess, would have to be either River's Updo or Ella's Nigella, if we're going from the wider episode.
Wow, you can't even... I mean, Ella's Nigella, that was literally just like a black wig with a tiny bit of tease.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said either that or
shows you the current state of play. What, in the sort of dusty pink?
Yeah.
Not really. I went for Kitty Scott Claus with the brown hair. It's just nice to see her in brown.
Kitty's just straight out the bag, Webster wigs.
Literally, but I just thought it was nice to see her in brown.
Sure.
She's a classic blonde, isn't she?
Oh, isn't she?
She's a Hitchcock blonde. And then Yaminga.
Just Scarlett's lime green, unbrushed, unjacked, uninteresting.
And what's funny is that she was like, "Oh, I've got a big man jaw," and it's like every single wig that you've chosen up to this date has only accentuated that.
Yeah,
like. Raven said to you, like, get you some wigs that have some detail around the jaw. Oh shit! There's me.
Get your Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah, like something that's just gonna like obscure the jawline a tiny bit. And she's like, nope, I'm gonna go straight down the most. Yeah, I mean, but not for me. Then we head into critiques. Can I say, too crafty? We need to talk about this comment being made. Like
that was too crafty.
It was crafty, but it's just like. I saw someone say, I think it was Charity actually, that said a really good fucking idea would be is that you have a budget to go on Drag Race.
Yeah.
So that you have a specific budget for every single thing that you bring. Say they give you get £400 to do each look. Yeah. And they give you a certain amount of looks, and then everyone would have the same, and they give you the budget. Then everyone would have the same amount of money to spend. And if you were a seamstress, for example, you'd probably only spend £75 of that on material, but then you would be able to, because you made it, you would then be able to spend much more money on something else or whatever. And also it would really help. It would really push forward the people that like do a lot of their shit themselves. Do you know what I mean? That like do their own wigs, that do their own costumes and stuff. And this whole idea of like things being crafty, I think is such dog shit because it's like.
But you just agreed that was too crafty.
I don't
like
think
you
it
could
was
do like
too
nicely
crafty.
handmade, but it's like when it zoomed in, like the fruits weren't in straight rows properly, and just like that. Like,
but then say it's made badly. Don't say it's too crafty. There's no such thing as too crafty because.
well, that's what I mean by too crafty. It's like it doesn't look kitsch and fun. It just looks badly made.
But it's used so often as like a cuss out on Drag Race when they're like, oh, it's very crafty. And it's
I didn't think Shay's outfit on All Stars was crafty when they said that about her. But to me, this is, yeah.
You did, and I get that sometimes it is too, like the level of refinement just isn't there. But I just hate that they're the words that are used. Like it's like, oh, this looks like you've made it yourself. It's like that's
too
what we should be.
costumey.
That's what we should be celebrating. That it's like, oh, you took the time and used your own creative power to make an outfit, rather than someone who has literally come and been like, I can't thread a needle and I have had every single thing made for me.
But then maybe if you're not that good at it, you shouldn't be doing it for the main stage.
Maybe, but River is good at it. This one was a bit of a slip up, but. I don't know. Like she's been really celebrated for everything that she's made apart from this. So I don't know. It just always jars me a bit when they're like very crafty. So that's what we should be uplifting. Lulu, and of course I love watermelon, honey. What?
Yeah.
She said a lot of weird shit, and also I don't want to call her out again, but her saying. Oh, do you know what? I just love that Jamaican accent. She was ready to risk it all. She was ready to swoop up Vanity and take him backstage.
I just couldn't believe Rue's speech to Crystal.
Going so hard on the people that she loves.
Yeah.
Like...
It always made me, I could feel like my eyes were starting to tear up for her, because it's like, this is probably like this like little 19-year-old girl that all she's ever done and grown up is watching Drag Race, and now the queen of it is going... You were born to do it. It's like, you must know, like, if I don't win, like, I'm in Rue's pocket for life now, like.
And she did say as well that she was like, this is what I'm born to do. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, to hear that sort of thing be validated by someone that I imagine she loves so much. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. But didn't you just feel I was like checking out because didn't you feel like when the judges were talking to the individual queens, like it didn't match up with anything that we'd watched. Do you know what I mean? So it's like either they've overproduced the show or the judging feels very unjustified. And I know, like, obviously if you spend 2 seconds on Twitter, people are like, fuck this season, fuck the judging. Like, it's so out of pocket that so many people have gone home that were so talented and so good. And then when you get to the judging, they're like, oh my God, like you were so the way they spoke to Scarlett was like, what?
I really thought Michelle was going to...
Come for her.
Yeah, be like, you literally just repeated the same joke over and over again.
I couldn't believe it.
It's because, Rue has been like, you've got to do this character, and then they can't,
double down on it and go back, like...
Crazy.
It's absolutely nuts, isn't it? And then we head backstage so the girls can untuck. And one thing I noticed is, do you think it feels like they can't feel the lack of energy in this season? Do you know what I mean? Because the way that they talk about it, being like, oh my God, you were so funny. When it's like, it wasn't funny. It was just like funnier than everyone else that was bombing. Do you know what I mean? It's like they can't feel that.
Well, it's like after the Tace and whoever it was, Steps lip sync. It's like, we all knew that wasn't the best in the world, but they thought they did great. I think when you're there, you're just in the vibe and you think, oh God, we're really great, aren't we? I don't know.
Comparatively to the other seasons, though, the jokes and stuff just aren't hitting. And they, especially because he went so hard last week being at this episode was awful. And we felt like the episode before was a bit dud, didn't we? So it's like, I think he just got to the point where he was like, we have to start uplifting this, like these queens. We have to start being like, this was fantastic. This was great. Because it's so patently obvious that they're not getting what they need in the show just by like their audience reaction. And it's so unfair because the girls are so talented and there's such good people in there. But it's starting to sort of expose how like the production of the I think personally just like the show is getting a bit tired.
Just the same old jokes repeated and
that it's
again.
not,
and then that means that the girls then start repeating because it's just like the cycle.
And they're kind of buying into this idea of production and how they need to perform. And I just don't think it's fair on the girls because they all deserve to be flourishing and it's not an environment where they can. That's what it feels like. Did you notice how River's tights were dark grey?
No.
Literally, when she was sitting there, I was just like, the colour of your arms and then the colour of your legs is very confusing. I'm like, I do not know how I did not notice that on stage.
Blame it on the fruit salad, honey.
I know. Don't tell me that she even needs tights. Come on. I couldn't believe in the lip sync later, she is so tiny. That waist.
Loads of them are, these little spindles.
That waist is on famine. Like, literally, like, she just, when she was like there in her tights and stuff, it's like, she's a tiny, tiny girl. I need to say it. Scarlett, she has a sickness in her soul that prayer cannot heal. Like, when she said that to River, when she was like, sorry, you said that you were on a upward trajectory and I was on a downward one, and like, do you think that feels different now? It was like, oh my God.
So hard to watch because at home it's like, but you didn't do a good job.
I know. And it's like she cannot help coming for the girls. And it's like, you've only just recovered this week from like you being like, okay, everyone was horrible to me. It's like, that is not going to help Scarlett.
No. Although I do feel like it seems like whether it's real or not, there is a bit of like a tension between River and Scarlett. So maybe they're just trying to milk that.
And Teresa and Vanity. There's something going on there as well because they always get into a little too. It's just, that's what I mean about it feeling like it all feels very like high stakes, doesn't it? Thank God you got fucking Kitty Scott Claus there to be like, girls, you're all rotted. I just want to win. And I hope she does. But then unfortunately we do find out that in the bottom is River Medway and Theresa May.
But congratulations to Oliver Day.
Yep, congratulations to Ed Everday who won.
And also got some very lovely compliments from RuPaul, although, had there been a different cast, not sure that's who would have been receiving them, but still nice for the gals.
Well, this is the thing, and that's like such a good example of it, isn't it? Like, if that had been any other season, if Ella had been on last season, she would have just been like, maybe a safe person. They'd be like, you did a good job. But the way that they're elevating
Elevating.
I actually thought it would be Kitty. I'm more surprised that it wasn't Kitty.
I thought it had to be Nigella. I thought she, not only was she doing her own jokes, but she was interacting with the other girls and she's a lot more relaxed. Like, it did seem like Kitty was just like reeling through the Rolodex of Gemma Collins one-liners rather than like creating words herself. Like,
I do think that Ella was better, but I think Kitty as Gemma was like the more obvious, like it would appeal to more people. So I'm just surprised that. But I mean, it had to be one of them because he changed both of their characters. So he had to celebrate someone, didn't he? As soon as this lip sync started, as soon as Teresa pulled out that Lord Farquaad wig, I was like, Farquaad?
Yeah.
Lord Farquaad? I just knew it was all over. I was like, honey, that wig?
It was such a distraction.
Wig?
It's like, okay, so you're saying you can't dance in your headpiece. Like, that is no better. Like, you haven't at least like put a bit of gaffer tape on your head and just have it stuck at one point. It's just
Any
like
point.
balancing around
Any
like someone
point.
trying to, you know, they're spinning plates or something.
And you know as well, like when in the silky lip sync, when they're so sweaty that like the synthetic hair is like stuck to different parts of their face, and they just look like sort of like someone that's just been rolled around on a hairdresser's floor.
I just felt they were just really giving it like half time. Like at the time, this song would have been crazy. I would have been starting just like, where, just like screaming to the judges. It would have been, they missed out on all the call and response things.
It has like a manic energy, doesn't it? Like, and it's like building. I would just be like going fucking
like
shit.
Spinning, twisting. Like at least River kind of gave us a little bit of high tempo towards the end, but it was just a bit too late by then. I feel like
did she? I would have started where River started.
Yeah,
I would have started
exactly.
at that energy, like giving you like, and also as well, it's got a period feel. Is that like 70s? 60s. So she must be at least.
I think she said they were 16 when she recorded it, they said. Or 16 when she was in some programme.
Well, then she's at least like 75 then. Yeah, fuck. Fuck, she has so much energy.
I could tell literally, as soon as I saw the wig shenanigans and then jumping out of this bloody plant pot, I was like, this is going to be a double.
It's a double limmy.
Yeah,
I thought too. I could just sense it because as soon as they cut to RuPaul when he was doing that, like the face that you do when you're trying to smile through secretly farting, like he just, I mean, I just knew straight away it was so tough because they are the two fan favourites of the show. 100%. Like people love Teresa and people were hot online afterwards. Hot.
What can you be hot about though?
Actually,
I'm not sure that Teresa deserved to be in the bottom.
No, of course not.
I think River did. I think River and Scarlett probably.
Well, this is the thing. I think people felt like in production-wise that they, for whatever reason, they want to keep Scarlett in. And I think probably because she's so combative. Like
What was that?
Combative.
Like combat?
Yeah, like she wants to argue. She came to fight, you know? And I think that she, for whatever reason, they're just like, nah, she'll be better telly. But, I mean, Teresa shouldn't have been in the bottom.
No.
And
She cracked a couple of solid enough jokes and her runway was great.
Do we think she was being punished because she didn't change her character?
Maybe, yeah.
Which is dog shit. But yeah, I mean, stupid to get the two fan favourites because I ain't going to lie to it. Up at the end, the run of girls, I was like,
how weird must it be for them to go from 7 to 5 so quickly? They must all be like, oh my God, the crown is mine. Like there's the kind of the circle has now just got so much smaller. It's like they basically skipped a whole episode.
Who do you think is next to go?
So who's left? Vanity, Kitty, Ella, Crystal, Scarlett. Is that it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I want who is next to go, and I want your top 3 predictions at this point.
Oof. Top 3, I'll say Crystal, Kitty, Ella. Very Aryan top 3, which I'm not happy about. I'd be likely to say Scarlett or Vanity in the bottom 2 next week.
They're Mad's the bottom 2, I reckon. Yeah, I think that's. I would.
But I don't want to
completely agree.
Talk anything into existence.
No, exactly. I mean, there's a part of me that feels like they might keep Scarlett until the top 3, which would be mental, absolute mental. But I feel like maybe.
So who do you think would be the
exactly the same as you said? But it's all to play for. It's all real high tensiones, isn't it?
Wasn't it weird them two sort of like having to wait turns to say their exit line?
But I thought super cute that you get to leave with a friend. I thought if I was going to get kicked out, I'd love to leave with someone.
Yeah,
that would be much better.
Little piggyback.
And then you can just be like, oh, then you got someone to moan with on the way home. Do you know what I mean? And then you share a real trauma bond with them.
Next week's looking kind of quite interesting though.
Can I tell you my rose?
Yes, I was going to get to that after we spoke about...
But you're talking next week. That's part of my rose. My rose for this episode was Alicia Dixon's on next week.
Yes. I'm not sure you can use a rose for another episode.
There was nothing to rose apart from that. Alicia Dixon is on next week. Sorry. Next week looks exciting.
Yes. The Fugly Beauty Pageant, which I'm very interested. And yes, Miss Dixon, Alicia.
Can I say, though, the Fugly Beauty Pageant, do you know who really would have been great at that?
Who?
Teresa.
And Charity.
Yeah. Like, the girls, I don't really think...
I bet Vicky would have been great at that as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I really don't think the girls that are left are going to be giving me what I like.
Maybe Crystal. There's fucking interchangeable...
I think also,
honeys.
actually, maybe Kitty Scott-Claus might be giving me what I like, actually, because she's a funny bitch.
She's a silly girl, isn't she?
She's a funny bitch.
My rose was the dragon fruit.
Yeah. You really
I feel like I could literally cut a slice out of it.
You really, really love Crystal Versace, don't you?
I really, really like her look, and I feel like her personality is rounding, or we're seeing more of a rounded human rather than just a little...
Do you know what I really liked
brat.
This week as well? Oh, I never saw Brat, but do you know what I really liked this week is she said something that was... Oh, fuck. I wish I could remember it. She said something that was like really, really humble, that was like quite self-deprecative. I can't remember in relation to what.
Was it the mirror chats maybe talking about her dad and stuff?
No, it was something to do with her drag. That she was like, it was when she came back in. She was like, I think I'm lip syncing. She was like, they just didn't really like my look. And they did say about my outfit that it had the same silhouette, which is kind of true. And she just like, she really took it on. And I didn't think that there was no sliver of bravado there. And I thought, interesting. Because that's what I want from, the delusion is too much. I can't.
I want my little gorgeous angel to flower into the best drag queen in the world.
Oh my God, same. What was your thorn this week?
Losing my favourite two at once.
Oh my God.
What a heavy hitter.
So painful.
Yeah, but the thing that made it worse is that it was deserved.
No, it
after
wasn't.
that lip sync, it was.
I mean, it was after the lip sync. But then also as well, I got to call it out, like, that is not a song to lip sync to.
No, I always pander to the fucking guest judges, and for what? For what?
And it's also as well like, sorry, I meant to say this earlier, like, you make me want to shout, throw my hands up and shout, throw my money up and shout. It's just like, it doesn't have any narrative. It doesn't do anything. It's just like, way. That's like 50% of the song's just way. It's like,
way.
That's not going to make an exciting performance. Do you know what I mean? And it should always be like, they should always make choices for the girls to be like, this would make a great bit of TV, a great lip sync, a great performance. Like, and they don't seem to be doing that. My thorn was just this whole season feels so overproduced, and it feels like it doesn't feel like a fair competition at all, I don't think, which is really disappointing for the girls.
In what way?
Doesn't feel like the judging is fair, doesn't feel like the way everything is being set up, and how the fact that 2 weeks ago we had a double save for Scarlett and
Charity,
and then they went back up against each other, and Charity went home when she shouldn't have, and then Scarlett wasn't in the bottom, and these two fan favourites, Teresa definitely didn't deserve to be in the bottom, they both went home. It just all seems so mental, and it just doesn't feel like, I don't know, nothing. The judging doesn't feel justified to me, but I'm not RuPaul.
No.
You know? Well, a very, very interesting week on Drag Race, but very excited for next week.
Shall we move over to the deep, dark, nasty world of Dragula to give the gals a little bit of a... So this week, the Uglies first had to compete in a Fright Feet mini challenge of drinking pig's blood and eating an entire garlic bulb. I could do the garlic... Even though,
well.
I think even when I was vegetarian, I couldn't be able to drink the pig's blood.
Even
it was a big old pint, huh?
Even when you weren't vegetarian,
yeah.
I can weirdly, one of my one true talent, my one and only talent, is I can drink things without tasting them. I don't know how that's possible, but I can basically I can drink a pint in about maybe under a second, but I can just basically unhinge my jaw like a snake and just swallow it, and I don't really taste it that much. I'm sure with blood, because it's a texture that I've never had before, I might vom. Yeah. But I can basically just empty it down my gullet. I don't know how it happens.
No, thank you.
No.
Then for the floor show, we went to the Nosferatu beach party, honey, where everyone paired up and had to create vampire surferama looks and perform a lip sync with choreography. Saint was the winner, and the bottom two were Bitter Betty and Astrid Aurelia, who was last week's winner. They had to submerge their arms into leech-infested tanks.
But not before we saw from Astrid an Alaska scale meltdown.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, honey, she went fucking apeshit, didn't she? Absolutely crazy. But it's mighty hard to stay at the top. The only way is down.
But do they say real G's roll in silence, like the G in lasagna, which is exactly what Bitter Betty did.
Exactly.
And she lives to fight another day.
But what was so cute as well is that she, I mean, maybe cute isn't the right word, but she was just like, obviously, you know, the emptiest cans make the loudest noises, they say. Is that it?
I don't know.
The emptiest, yeah, the emptiest cans make the most noise.
What, like of peas?
The emptier the can, the more noise it makes when you shake it.
Sure. What kind of cans, though?
What, like cans?
I was like
jubblies.
Is it like American?
Yeah. It's a phrase, but it means like if a can is more...
I mean, I get it, but I'm just thinking, why
right,
cans?
Wow. Because that's the phrase. It's like the less you got going on upstairs, the more noise you make, I think. But she was just like, do you remember it cut to her and she was like, I'm just devastated. I'm so sad and I
just
really don't want to go.
home.
And then in the opposite scale, you had Astrid, who was like, literally like fucking ripping doors off.
About to fight the Boulay brothers.
Literally. But I absolutely love this. Is what I love about Dragula. What a fucking great challenge. Vampires on a beach doing
in
fucking
the 60s.
In the 60s. That like is so sick. I'd love to do that. What sort of little 60s look would you want to do have given us?
I think just like massive hair, basically. Kind of. No, more like a big ponytail, kind of Jackie Cox doing her I Dream of Jeannie meets I Dream of Jeannie, really. I guess like, yeah, big ponytail, big fringe, and then just some kind of teeny tiny little go-go bikini and some boots.
Yeah, and what sort of go-go moves would you be giving us? Classic.
Trixie Malicious, the best go-go dancer this side of the 1960s. I've seen her do some good moves. Just basically... I believe it's early crumping. You just want to be getting buck wild, shaking any bit of thing that will shimmy and shake.
Yeah. I just absolutely love this. And this is the sort of challenge that I watched being like, oh my fucking God, I'd love to do that so much. Just such a great all-round challenge. And there was so many fucking good... Do you even know who looked insanier?
Who looked insanier?
J. Jolie. Is this pivoting
into
into a Dragula pod? Cause
I guess so, maybe.
Yeah. We just need something to talk glowingly about. But yeah, absolutely loved it. And if you haven't tuned into Dragula yet, you better start tuning in, girls, because it is giving you what you like.
Otherwise, you're not going to have a bloody clue what we are going on about here.
True. But it's been fantastic as always, Luke. Very excited to talk next week about the Padge.
Oh, yes. Fuck the Padge.
Love to pull a Padge. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Please like and subscribe and follow and share and buy our wigs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.